Hey, what's going on, my friends? Today we are going to dive into what kind of insurance TaskRabbit provides, and alternatively, what you should do as a tasker to help protect yourself in case there is a accident, some sort of damage that you cause. Because, as you guys will find out in this video, TaskRabbit doesn't really have insurance for taskers and customers. They have insurance to protect themselves, so you can get a COI, which we'll dive into what exactly that is in this video. But again, simply put, to answer the question that some of you might be asking, what kind of insurance does TaskRabbit offer? Technically, none. Let's read the fine print. And if you guys are new here, my name's Adam Ace Spencer, and we talk about ways you can make, manage, and grow your money, but really diving into TaskRabbit because it is one of the best gig apps when it comes to making money and the ability to create your own schedule, be your own boss, and decide what exactly you want to do, what you don't want to do. Well, there's a little caveat to that part there with the way the current algorithm works, but we're going to keep that in the mix anyway. So looking at this support page here on TaskRabbit's website, the question is, what kind of insurance does TaskRabbit offer? TaskRabbit does not insure or provide insurance against any losses sustained by users. Opening sentence. They're letting you know off the rip. They do not provide any kind of real insurance. That says TaskRabbit wants users to be happy about their experience, and the happiness pledge is in place to encourage continued use of the TaskRabbit platform. If users fail to resolve an issue between themselves, TaskRabbit may offer certain reimbursements in its discretion on a case-by-case basis, subject to the terms, exclusions, and limitations set forth in the Terms of Service and Happiness Pledge. Please see the Happiness Pledge applicable to your country for details. Now, if you carry insurance, that would cover you in the event of a claim, including but not limited to renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, medical insurance, or an umbrella policy, personal insurance. You must seek compensation for losses from your personal insurance prior to seeking compensation by way of the Happiness Pledge. The Happiness Pledge will only compensate for losses to the extent not otherwise covered by your personal insurance. In addition, all complaints must be submitted within 14 days of the occurrence of the task giving rise to the claim. So again, to answer the question, simply put, no, they do not insure or provide insurance of any kind to users, meaning customers or taskers on the platform. But they do have the Happiness Pledge. However, they are still suggesting, they are still saying ultimately that, they don't need to really reimburse or cover any kind of damage. They don't need to do any of that, but they want to. The goal is to keep customers happy. And if there is a, situation that arises, more than likely they will cover it. However, they are not obligated to. They do not, it's not a requirement of any sort. By you signing up and using the platform, you're agreeing to their policies, which means you're technically, on your own, or more specifically, going to be relying on your insurance. So I would hope you have insurance if you are a tasker on this platform. Now, sometimes, and like I said, I got you covered. If you don't, I got you guys covered. I'm going to share with you a solution, an affordable insurance, provider that you might want to consider using, someone that I have. And, a job I had today, the customer had asked for insurance information. They wanted to make sure that, hey, if there's an accident, that they're doing some renovation in their home, and they just want to make sure, like, if there is an accident, that things will be covered. And so oftentimes what you will come across is a customer asking you for a COI, which is a certificate of insurance. And technically, TaskRabbit does have one. When I first got on the platform, I was under the impression that this actually meant I was good. I was insured. So when people said, hey, my building is asking for a COI, certificate of insurance, this was what I was relying on. But then some then some would kind of want it even a step further and say, well, they want, I think you can have like the name on it of the place that you're going to be doing the job and whatnot, or the address or something like that. And with my current provider, I am able to get that form, the COI, the certificate of insurance, with the appropriate information on it. And that generally has, been all I've needed. And I've been able to, there hasn't been any jobs that I've had to turn away because of a lack of insurance. Again, if we look at the fine print here, it says you can download our COI by clicking on the link at the bottom of the page. But please note, the COI cannot be edited for any reasons. Regulations vary by building and city, so be sure to check with your client regarding the applicability of the TaskRabbit COI. Some building managers ask for a certificate insurance COI before taskers can complete a task. Now, like I said, they're going to want, most of the time, they want like the building address or information or something like that on it. And with the TaskRabbit version, you cannot change it. It cannot be edited at all. So what you download is what you would have to provide, and that's that. This may be sufficient. This may be sufficient for your needs, but again, you got to be mindful that when you look at the details, right? When we look in here, technically, this isn't really what you think it is. It might get the customer to say, oh, thank you. Okay, I'm all set. And they're going to move forward with you, but it's misleading. It's not actually covering you in the case of an accident. The fine detail, the print says a COI is a document that provides information on specific insurance coverage. The certificate verifies TaskRabbit's insurance and contains information on the types and limits of coverage, insurance company, policy number, names of insured, and effective dates of the policy. This policy may apply if a user files a claim against TaskRabbit. It does not respond to claims filed by one user of our technology against another user, meaning clients filing a claim against a tasker or vice versa. All claims are subject to the TaskRabbit happiness pledge. Goes back to that happiness pledge. So I'll make a video. I was going to dive into it right there, but I'll make a video diving into the happiness pledge. You know what? No, we'll do it in this video too. Because some of you guys are probably like, man, I'm hearing all about this happiness pledge. Because it's not insurance. You are not insured as a independent contractor here on TaskRabbit. You need to get your own. Again, I got you guys covered. Just keep watching. First, we're going to dive into the happiness pledge because some taskers and customers are, kind of confused or under the impression that this will cover taskers in case of an accident and it's guaranteed. And as part of the terms of service, TaskRabbit has a happiness pledge that may be available to assist with property damage, theft, or bodily injury incurred during the performance of a task. The happiness pledge will only compensate for losses to the extent not otherwise covered by your personal insurance. All complaints must be submitted within 30 days of the occurrence of the general marketplace task giving rise to the claim. Your use of the TaskRabbit platform in a country other than the country in which you register constitutes your acceptance of and agreement to all the terms and conditions in the terms of service, the privacy policy, and the happiness pledge for that country. You can view our happiness pledge here. So what exactly is in the happiness pledge? Well, look, you got all this they making it a little complicated, but so this, I think, is actually more robust than what it's been in the past, to be honest. I don't think it was this robust. So I'm actually not going to go into all the details of this. I'm going to have a link to it down below in the description area where you guys can check it out. But ultimately, as I mentioned, and as I've been saying in this video and preaching it, the happiness pledge is not insurance. I'll have a link to it down below if you guys do want to check it out and figure out what exactly is it. And I will make another video that just dives into the happiness pledge alone. But for now, if you guys want to make sure you are protected and you are in a position where you can accept any job that comes your way because like I said, some businesses, some buildings in Boston or in major states, and just some residential clients, customers. Maybe they're doing work at their home or whatever, and they just want to make sure you have general liability insurance. Well, you won't have it just by signing up and being a tasker on TaskRabbit. Instead, you want to do your own proper research and find a provider similar to Next. I will have a link down below where you guys can sign up with Next. I've been using Next for, I don't know, a few years now, and I have no complaints when it's all said and done. You want to be strategic, of course. Maybe there is an accident here or two, but if the accident is so small, paying out of your pocket is probably going to be the best bet instead of relying on the insurance, which, you don't want your monthly fees and whatnot your premiums and whatnot to go up. And again, it's more of just, when there's some real heavy duty accidents or something, this is where general liability insurance is going to be clutch. But also ultimately just that ability to put yourself in a position where you can accept any job because you can say, I have insurance and I have a COI that can be customized or edited or whatever to have the appropriate address and information added onto it, so that you're showing your clients that you are responsible, that you are protected, and you're good to go. But really quickly, just scrolling down, worst case scenario, bring it on. General liability can help cover a wide range of risks. So ultimately, if you are out and about and you're doing some work on a customer's house, maybe you're just doing a moving job or something, happen to drop something and you cause some damage, well, property damage is something that you will be able to be protected by with your general liability insurance. If you accidentally damage a client or customer's property, you want to have general liability insurance to help cover you from those accidents. Maybe someone trips at your business, they break their leg and files a lawsuit excluding employees. Well, you want to have general liability insurance. Legal fees and defense costs. You need an attorney to defend your business in a lawsuit after a claim. And yes, if you are on TaskRabbit, you are a business. I know some of you might not have the whole might not be branded. You might not have a full-on website up and, business cards with your name and logo and information. You might not be on Google Business. All of these things I am. All of these things my businesses are, in which I make money or I get leads from other places, not just on TaskRabbit. But ultimately, you want to make sure you're protected. Having these legal fees and defense costs being covered, it's going to be huge. Medical payments. Someone, excluding employees, gets injured and asks you to pay for their medical expenses. And of course, reputational harm. An employee badmouths a client online and the client tries to sue you, or maybe you do. Maybe you leave a comment, you leave a comment for a business that you work with or something. It's negative. That's reputational harm. And then advertising injury. You're sued for improper image use in your advertising. Did you get clearing, for using your customer's headshot, them smiling, saying you did a great job, you took a picture, and did you get approval from them? Now, I'll use photos of like items, but not actual customers. Big difference. But maybe some of you guys aren't hip to that and you're just like, I took a picture of the customer. They were like, it's like someone that looked like the perfect, your ideal customer, and they were smiling or something, and you were just like, this is going to be great for my ad. Took it, didn't get approval. Well, you want to have general liability insurance. And ultimately, some of you might be like, well, I don't know if I really need it, or I don't know if I can. It's definitely more affordable than I think a lot of you guys think. As I mentioned, I have a link down below. Click the link, check it out, and get an instant quote, right? You can find out pretty much instantly how much it's going to cost you per month. I'm confident it's going to be probably less than you think, because I don't know. I was under the impression like general liability insurance would be like hundreds of dollars, and it wasn't remotely close to that. It's definitely affordable, especially if you are already making money. You want to have it because it's going to help protect you and help, protect your hard-earned money, but also put you in a position where you can take more jobs. So ultimately, it's a win-win situation, because it's going to help you retain and keep and hold on to your money, but also put you in a position where you're going to qualify for more jobs, more of the high-end jobs. Customers that generally are going to ask for insurance are usually those who are willing to pay more because they understand this is a expense that you have as a business and they want to be protected. So they're willing to pay a little bit more for that additional protection. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this is convincing you guys to consider looking into general liability insurance at the minimum. Something I have to consider doing is workers' compensation. I haven't done it yet. It's not really everywhere, so I got to find, I think Next might actually provide it, but I just don't know if they have it here in Massachusetts. So I got to look into that, see if it is an option, because that's another type of insurance that you want to consider having. And I'll make a video too, maybe diving into that as well. But let me know if you guys have any questions about general liability insurance or just general insurance with being here on TaskRabbit as a tasker, as an independent contractor. I mean, I hope this helped to answer your questions about the TaskRabbit happiness pledge and that's like their form of insurance, so to speak. But like I said, I'll also make a video diving into the happiness pledge a bit more as well, since it does look like they may have tweaked that section a little bit. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, I have my referral links down below. And you guys already know I got other videos here on the channel to help you with making, managing, and growing your money, similar to this video here. Peace.